Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I am going to be doing the Danger World map, which is unlocked after you clear Chapter 44, Boarding War. And this map is Rushing Rapids. So, let's just jump in, and I'll talk about the battle in detail before I do the clear. For this battle, you're facing a Great Sea Dragon, which has around 300,000 hit points. First, it gets unit range +1, and damage is not reduced in melee combat. So it has 3 range, and damage is not reduced in melee combat. And second, it is immune to passive skill negation and being immobilized. So, it does have 3 passives. There are some unique quirks to this battle. First is that on this map, the tiles that are flooded, or water tiles, changes randomly. Sorry, not randomly. There's a preset order for the tiles to change. So it's just something to be aware of. Different tiles are basically in water every turn. In addition to that, enemies will spawn to support this Great Sea Dragon. And these enemies are a mix of, let's say, Leviathans, ranged attackers like ranged attackers like Leviathans, Cuttlefish, and some other units. And when they spawn, it spawns like 2 every turn. For example, I think on turn 2 or turn 3, 2 enemies spawn here. Then the next turn, 2 enemies spawn in the south. So slowly the map fills up with enemies. Your main goal though is to just defeat the Great Sea Dragon. If the Great Sea Dragon dies, it's over, even if there's other enemies on the map. Now, let's talk about the Great Sea Dragon's effects. First, it has the passive Waterborne, where when in water, all stats are increased by 100%. And at the end of the turn, it restores 20% of its max hit points. Quite nightmarish, isn't it? Basically, you can't let this Great Sea Dragon be in water. Second, it has the effect Curse of Thirst, where at the end of the turn, it inflicts Thirsty on 2 random enemies within a 3-block radius. At the end of your turn, if you are not in water, you take fixed damage equals to 90% of your max hit points. It lasts 1 turn. This is a random effect because of it affecting 2 random enemies, and it forces your characters to have to be in water or else they're going to basically die, right? Taking 90% of their max hit points and damage. The reason they die is because of the third passive, Wave, where at the end of the turn, if damage was dealt on this turn, it deals 0.3 times AoE damage to all units once. This is actually inaccurate. It's not all units. It's all units within 2 range of him. So if your character is 3 tiles away, it's actually safe. But characters that are within 2 tiles will take this 0.3 times AoE damage. Now, because of Waterborne increasing stats by 100%, if it's in water and it gets to use the wave effect, it will kill any target within 2 blocks of him. So that's something to be aware of. So the most efficient and effective way of beating the Great Sea Dragon is probably with the strategist team, specifically with Altemuller and Altemuller's faction buff, because his faction buff allows all strategic master characters to treat all terrain as plains when moving. So water terrain is then considered plains, allowing all your strategist characters to basically ignore terrain. It combos incredibly well with Leon, especially a Leon carrying Smash, to knock this Great Sea Dragon out of the water when necessary. So yeah, I mean, and then in addition to that, Leon, because he can move back 3 tiles after attacking, he can attack, then retreat into water and be safe. So Leon is probably MVP for this fight. So a strategist team with, let's say, Leon, with, let's say, Altemuller as a flyer, with Vargas as a tank, right? With, let's say, Luna as a damage dealer, and then maybe 2 healers like Tiaris and Liana would work great. Yeah. You can easily replace Luna with, let's say, Bozel, because Bozel can self-faction buff, and as a flyer, he can be attacking from water at all times, right? You can always attack from the water tiles at 2 range. So that would be the method where you're slowly and steadily working down this Great Sea Dragon, knocking it out of the water as necessary with Leon's Smash until he dies. It's the stable method. The other method would be to assassinate the Great Sea Dragon so early that it never actually gets to be placed in water at all. And a strategy like that relies on having very powerful characters, and specifically very powerful Bozel, Renne, and Lana. Right. Of note though, all three of them do use the Sorceress Soldier, so you'll want that at level 10 as the bare minimum. So with this strategy, your goal is literally to just kill the Great Sea Dragon before it's placed in water. So, to that end, I'm going to be running Bozel, Renne, and Lana as my 3 characters. And the main thing is Lana will have Magic Defense Intimidate so that she can apply a Magic Defense Reduction effect onto the Great Sea Dragon when required. Tiaris brings Miracle and Attack Blessing to buff up these attackers. Liana brings Act Again, Heal, and Prayer. And then Sophia will bring Rewind, Heal, and Mass Heal. So with this party, you're aiming for a quick assassination of the Great Sea Dragon. So with the party explained in great detail, let's begin the fight. Alright, so to start things off, I am going to have Bozel activate his faction buff. And then Liana is going to use Act Again on Bozel so that Bozel can apply 3 debuffs onto the Great Sea Dragon with Earthquake. So that actually only applied 2. So let's have Lana toss out a Dark Reaper then, so that she will apply Magic Defense Intimidate for the 3rd debuff. So with that, I am going to have Tiaris use Attack Blessing on Renne. And then that way Renne can start tossing out Renne Annihilation on the Great Sea Dragon. And I'm just gonna have Sophia wait on her rewind because I saw clocks activate on Renne, so I don't need to waste it just yet. So the Great Sea Dragon trades hits with Lana. And then water debuffs are applied on my Sophia and Liana, who are fortunately both in water. So we can continue. So what I'm going to do here is start things off with a Miracle. To buff up to heal up my party pretty much. And then with that, let's continue attacking with Bozel first, tossing on a Fireball. Follow up with a Renne Annihilation from Renne. Going to rewind everyone now to heal them all to full. So that Lana can toss out a Dark Reaper on the Great Sea Dragon. And then finally, I'm going to use Act Again on Renne so that she can toss out yet another Renne Annihilation. And with that, the Great Sea Dragon is down to around 40,000 hit points. The counter attack from Lana knocks it down to like 8,000 now. Which means I'm just about done. So now on turn 3, I can easily finish off the Great Sea Dragon by, let's say, attack Blessing Rene. Prayer up to heal everyone. And then have Rene toss out last range attack. Oh, which actually was not enough. That's okay. Because Lana can definitely finish it. So there we go. Successful clear. Now, I will say for my clear method, it did rely on having basically overpowered characters. In terms of my training ground, you can see it's fully upgraded in terms of using gold gear with the 55 attack bonus from the advanced training. Right? And sorceresses are at max level, level 10. In addition, the core techs are all at level 14 out of 20. So that the sorceresses had a good amount of attack. In terms of my characters, Bozel is at 5 stars, right? But I think you saw in game he had around 1245 intelligence due to his very high magic defense. His primary role though was the earthquake to debuff and then afterwards tossing out fireballs. Right. So he was definitely some assistant in applying damage. Rene was the key to this fight, and it was the luck element because I needed clocks to activate when she used Rene Annihilation, so I could toss it out 3 times. She herself is only 4 stars, right? However, she did have over 1,000 intelligence, and in large part that was because I have her fully bonded. Where is my Rene? There we go. In terms of bonds, she is max 99 with a completed heart bond for the additional 5% stats there. And in terms of her gear, 11% with 15%, so that is 26, right? So 11% with 11 int and 15% there. Another 5% int from the Dark Crown, although there was no int increase on the Tenuous Robe. And then the Holy Ring has another 9% intelligence increase. So the 9 plus 5 is 14%. 14% plus 11 is 25%, so that's 25% int increase with 11 ints, which is almost another 2%. So you can say my Rene had 27% int increase from her gears enchants for this to succeed. And then my Lana is kind of ridiculously built. She is 6 stars. In terms of intelligence increases, there's 15% from her staff. There is another 7 int there. Another 3% int there. And then another 9% int. So 15 plus 12 is 27% int. 27% int with 7 int increase. And keep in mind, all this intelligence just barely let me finish the fight. But it worked, so there you go. So I hope you found this information useful. Yeah, this is, for me to clear it, because of the lack of Altemuller, it really required more or less a perfect build on my damage dealers, right, to assassinate him. And it also required luck, with Rene Annihilation being able to cast it 3 times in a row. So, I hope you found this video useful, and on that note, Nitro out.